Good afternoon and welcome. This is KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner, and a lot is happening in terms of just bringing us up to speed with what to expect. We are looking at that moment when we bring you highlights of what's been making headlines both locally and across the borders. It's been a very, very good week. It's been a good week from a Kenyan point of view. Humphrey Hayange, being given the big role in terms of chairmanship of the coordination of the 2026 Youth Olympic Games in Dakar. Very, very big shoes to fill, but we are confident that Tall will make Kenya proud. As we also look at a week that Simon Sawe surprised many by becoming just maintaining the good feet that Kenya has always had from a London Marathon point of view. Very good run indeed for him. Jacob Kiplimo trying to come in very strong in the later stages of the marathon, but Sawe had already just determined the outcome of the race with a very well calculated race. Not forgetting the likes of Vivian Cheriot as well, still going strong. Eliud Kipchoge, what a way to wrap up that. We also have our Kenyan brothers and sisters, that's Shujaa and Lionesses in LA for the HSBC playoffs. Wishing them all the best, and we'll be giving you an update of what's happening from that front. We have a lot to talk about. Good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Amfapidi. The norm of the show normally is to start with a score to give us highlights of how events unfolded both locally and across the borders. But this time round, we change that a bit and start off with an interview moment where we have guests in studio who are out of the country to represent Kenya in terms of competitions. They went out there, did extremely well, came back very, very strong. They were in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where they went for the African Series and also the World Taekwondo President's Cup, and it all turned out to be a very, very good outing for the Kenyan team. In the African Series, they went 8 countries, 5 took part, and Kenya emerged as victors, followed by hosts Ethiopia and Djibouti coming in the 3rd position. Kenya still a force to reckon with, came back with 8 gold medals, 1 silver, and 2 bronze medals. We have the medalists here in studio to let us know how the Ethiopian trip was and what next for them. What was their objective as they went to Addis Ababa, and did they meet those objectives despite finishing in the 1st position? The team is here, the medalists are here. It's time to introduce them and let us know what made them trick in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We'll start by introducing them to the farthest right, where we are joined by Ann Omolo. Ann Omolo, I don't know whether they call it negative or minus 53 kilograms bantam weight, also a gold medalist, went to Addis Ababa, so conquered and brought back the gold medal to Kenya. Ann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Karibu sana and welcome back to the country.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Asante and karibu. Next to Ann, we have Evans Omolo, negative 68 kilograms as well, featherweight, with us in studio. Also went to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and came back with a medal, ensured that he was among those on the podium, came back with a bronze medal. Congratulations to him as well. And Evans, karibu sana to the studio.
Asante sana.
Good afternoon once again. Uko mzima?
Niko mzima sana.
Karibu sana. Then we now shift to my immediate left, where we have Haji Ombajo with us in studio, negative 54 kilos fin weight. Not, that's a good one, fin weight. Also went and ensured that he was not going to be left behind, was in the podium for Kenya with a bronze medal. Congratulations, Haji, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, asante sana.
Karibu. Next to Haji, we have Innocent Wafula with us in studio, 87 kilos, and during the introduction one-on-one with him earlier on, he told me it's middleweight, not middle heavy or whatever. It is just middleweight, negative 87 kilograms, category, and went there, so conquered as well, came back with a gold medal to talk about. Very, very confident Innocent with us in studio. Innocent, karibu sana.
Thank you.
And good afternoon.
Good afternoon too, sir.
Welcome back to the country.
Thank you.
Asante. Last but not least, we have the man who was behind all the goods that happened in Ethiopia, the coach of the team, Samuel Kinyanjui, the man who ensured that things were done in the right way. The team was in the right spirit, right mood, and in terms of preparedness, ensured that the journey was going to be very, very smooth. He believes in one thing: too much pain, then the work becomes easy. Samuel Kinyanjui, coach. Karibu sana, coach, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ilikuwaje? Were you happy and satisfied as a coach by the end of the entire African Series and President's Cup 6th edition championship in Ethiopia?
Yes, I was very happy because we managed to get those 8 gold medals, 1 silver and 2 bronze. And we qualified for the final series, which will be in Mali.
Congratulations and well done to the team. Let's now get into the nitty-gritties of it all, and I'll ask Innocent to set the pace for us. Innocent, when you are leaving the country for the African Series and the World Taekwondo President's Cup 6th edition championship in Ethiopia, what was in your mind? What was the objective? Was it to go out there and get exposure, or was it to go out there and just ensure that we come back as victors, top of the medal standings?
Okay, thank you very much. As we are leaving to Ethiopia, I know people have focus and people have dreams. I personally also have dreams. So when you are going to Ethiopia, you know you are going for the victory with the rate of preparation that this team had undergone. We knew we are going for the victory. Despite the situation, despite meeting opponents from all over the world, I knew we also conquerors. Yeah.
I mean, very good and well put in terms of going out there. You had confidence in this entire team that, you know, you're going there to conquer.
Yeah, I was the team captain, and I knew the team had prepared well. So we were going for the victory. We used to encourage each other. We used to motivate each other before the tournament. So when we went there, it was just a confirmation.
You know, confirmation it is. Let's now talk about, you know, the entire championships. Haji, how was it like for you going out there and, you know, meeting players even from outside the continent, more so in the President's Cup? How was it like for you?
Okay, at first I must say it was a challenge somehow meeting the opponent from like all over the continent, all over the world in fact. But from the preparation that we had gone through, I was confident that we are going to make it. So as coach, the captain has mentioned, we underwent a lot of training. So I had strong belief that we are going to make it, like even after maybe the challenge of seeing, okay, we're having opponents from Morocco, France. I had that confidence because the thing we're going to do here is Taekwondo. So nothing else, like Taekwondo, it's one. And that's what we've been doing, like preparing and stuff. So I knew for sure to make
Kabisa. Evans, yeah. Very tough indeed going out there, and a lot expected from a Kenyan point of view. Was there pressure?
Yeah, there's always pressure. Taekwondo. Yeah, so because every game, every tournament matters. Because when you leave the country, every tournament has its own points, which like the more you attend games, the more you get points, and you can use them as a leverage to qualify for bigger games like the Grand Prix and maybe Olympics. So every athlete wants to win because you get a goal, you get more points. So if you're ranked top, it's easier to go for these tournaments. Yeah.
Easy it gets, but Anne, you know, I saved the best for the last, you know, but they always say ladies first, but I had to save the best for the last. They say what a man can do, a woman can do better. Exactly. You went out there, came back with a gold medal. Was it just giving the confidence and proving that the girl child in Kenya can as well do it?
Actually, yeah, the girl child are already doing it. We are doing it. When we went there, we went as a team. We were united. So I think we got the best from the team. Most of everything that we got, the support, everything we needed was there. It was not a matter about whether the girl child will do it or not, but we did our best. We came back, we emerged as victors, and it was the best.
It was the best.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, still with you, Anne, let's talk about the training in readiness for the two tournaments. That's the African Series and the President's Cup. How was the training? Was it a case of more pain, more gain? or was it a case of, guys, let's just push ourselves to the limits and see what happens, when we get to the championships?
Actually, so about the training, we have been training for quite a while. Most of us have been in the national team. So it is something that we do it on a regular basis. Each and every time we come together, we meet and train together. So we knew we were preparing for this tournament, and it was like, we have to do our best. Yes, it came with a lot of pain, but we were determined that we were going for this and we will bring this for our country. We'll do it for our country.
Doing it for Kenya, and of course did it in style. Kenya emerged at the top of the medal standings with 8 gold medals, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals for the same. Let's engage Coach Samuel and now just break the two. There was the African Series, then there was the President's Cup, 6th edition, also in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. What was the difference between these two, and why were they all held at the same time? It was back to back. Was it a case of maybe trying to save costs so that you kill 2 birds with 1 stone in the same venue? What was the whole idea about having both at the same tournament?
Now,
at the same venue?
Now for the African series, that is for the East African countries. We have 8 countries. That is zone 5. When you participate and you qualify, only the gold medalist and the silver medalist make it to the finals. All other countries in Africa, they do their selection, South Africa, West Africa, then you meet in the finals for the African Championship. Now for you to make it in the African Championship, you must qualify in the zonal. Now it will be in Mali, I think in September. Now for the President Cup, it's open for all the continents.
So it's open for all the continents. So we had other players.
Countries, or other players from different continents, where they come and participate. When you participate in this championship, you gain points, which will make you qualify for the Olympics. You are ranked. You get points. Where you get to, the higher the points, the easier it becomes to qualify for the Olympics.
Let's talk about, still with you, Coach, let's talk about the President's Cup. Kenya managed to get 3 bronze medals.
Yes.
And their categories, you have juniors and seniors, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Briefly talk about the President's Cup and Kenya's performance in the President's Cup.
Now, in the President's Cup, we had juniors and seniors. In Kenya, there was 1 junior who is not here with us, got a bronze medal. His name is Philip Pendo. And in seniors, we had 2 bronze medals, one from Julie Musangi, he plays in middleweight, and the other one from Mary Moreu, bantamweight. We only got 3 medals from the World Taekwondo President's Cup in Africa. Yes.
Let's talk about the preparations, and now let's move from the preparations and now talk about the tournament proper, Innocent. You went there, came back with a gold medal, 87 kilograms, category, of course, the middleweight. How was it like for you, the tournament proper, the opponents that you met? Despite getting the gold, would you say that you were a cut above everyone, or every other player that you took in the bouts that you took part in were equally very strong? It's only that maybe you did your homework more than they did.
Okay, thank you very much. In East Africa, Kenya has not been having a problem all along with the athletes. Anytime we go to any competition in East Africa, we are the conquerors. So anytime we appeared in the ring, people know that this is Kenya, and you can't joke with the Kenya. So for us in East Africa, there was no problem. We went there, we were sure we were going to win. Yeah, it was very competitive. People are training, opponents are training, but when you have that indomitable spirit, a spirit of not giving up, then you become conquerors. And most important also to put God in everything. If you're a believer, then everything becomes easy for you, because he also said that he'll always be ahead of us in everything we partake. So when you put God, and then your training, also attitude, training attitude changes, then everything becomes easy for you. You won't strain if you go to the competition. And then maybe for the other one, the World Taekwondo, the other one for the 60th president. It was very competitive. There are so many opponents. I've been attending tournaments, open, but this one, it was, it's like people are dreaming for this competition. Opponents were all over the world, especially like in my weight category. I've never expected opponents to be that much, but we really tried. Like for me, I ended up into quarters, and it's something I can neza jivunia about it, and I know I have a lot to do from that tournament because I learned. We usually say that warriors don't lose, they learn. I personally learned, and I know the goals even for all these people. As I said earlier, we are aiming for the Los Angeles Olympic. It's something we are training very hard. We are training with the passionate, and the opponents that we met are some of the opponents that we'll meet even ahead in these coming days, and they are probably the opponents we'll meet in Olympics. So we are getting to study each other. We learn the weakness of the opponent. We capitalize also on our strength, and learn on those weaknesses, build on the strength, so that when you meet the opponents and the next time, it will not be business as usual.
Wow.
Thank you.
Innocent, I've learned something from you. Warriors don't lose, they learn.
Yeah, and actually it's never about the size of the dog in the fight, it's the spirit. Yeah, the spirit.
It's the fighting spirit.
The fighting spirit. The dog can be very small, but it has the spirit. Another one is bigger, but ukishtua inatoka mbio.
Exactly. Now I'm not surprised why we are the top of East Africa. Why we are at the
It's our
top.
culture,
It's
actually.
not the size of the dog, but the fighting spirit
The fighting
in
spirit,
the dog. You know,
yes.
that carries the day. If we have this kind of mentality, then why not? Haji, he's spoken about East Africa. Kenya is the best. Kenya is always the country to beat. When you get into the bout and you know you're playing Kenya, you know the competition is stiff. But would I be wrong in saying we got our match when we went to the President's Cup because we only managed to get 3 bronze medals? Or would you put it that in the President's Cup, it was about now getting the exposure outside the tournament to just gauge our strengths and to get to know where we are in terms of our competition?
Okay, I will say, okay, Kenya, we are good. Yeah. So even playing in the world, the President's Cup was not like we were going for exposure. We had prepared, and we knew that we were going to bring home medals. Yeah, we were sure, and also earn the points. Because normally when you're in position 1, you get more points. Position 2, the same. Like once you appear in the podium, you get more points. So okay, what I will say is that most people are really prepared for that tournament. From the way they were playing, all the countries, they were really prepared for the tournament. From our position, I'll say we gave our best. We gave in our best. Yeah. Okay. Somehow to some categories like mine, okay, I'll say the numbers were somehow big. Like for you to appear in the podium, like you really had to fight like more, maybe. Okay, for me, I had to like fight like 5 people for me to maybe just appear at the podium. So the numbers were a bit bigger, and I would say it was just, okay, it happened. You know, sometimes in a competition, sometimes you might appear, you might be position 1, sometimes you might not make it to the podium. So for us, somehow, especially for our category, I can say we learned, just as coach has said, as our captain said, it was not like we lost, we learned. Yeah, we didn't lose, we learned. It was a learning point. It was good also, we got to experience maybe new techniques, gain new lessons from the new challenge we got from the other side. And we are sure that maybe, okay, from next tournaments, we will not come there like, okay, to participate or maybe to just gain the points, but we are sure that now we have seen how these people are training from in other countries, in Morocco, how they are, like how they prepare, how they, like, not just physically, but also mentally, how they prepare, how they display their game. We have learned them, but he just also mentioned, like, these are the people we are going to meet along this journey. Like, okay, the next tournament is like in France, I think. So they are the same opponents who will be there. So by playing the President Cup in Addis Ababa, I'll say for my category, I got to like learn them. I have the videos, and I'm going to learn them with like sitting down with the coach. Okay, this is where you went wrong. That's why you didn't make it to maybe the finals. And I'm sure next time it's going to be a different story.
It will be a different story, and definitely lots of learnings picked from the same. Evans Olo, as we talk about your category in that is this negative 68, minus 68 kilos featherweight. That's where you got a bronze, which means you got to the semi-finals, right? And getting to the semi-finals, you lost your semi-final bout that would have seen you to the final. Where do you think you need to improve on? If you reflect back and look at your semi-final loss, where do you think you went wrong?
Okay, I would say Taekwondo changes with time. You get, so if you miss a competition, things change. They are okay, not this one, but I remember like I think 2-3 years ago, I was in a ring, and now you have to fight the referee and the opponent because you don't know the rules. Yeah, the rules change with time. So you're there like. Maybe you clinch with your opponent. He's doing something you're not doing. I know they are fouls, yeah? You lose a point being given a foul. So I'm there, I'm looking at the referee, looking at my coach. I'm like, what did I do wrong, right? So the consistency in participating in tournament, you get to learn a lot. From this game, I remember the President's Cup, we had like juniors on Friday, and then seniors and Saturday and Sunday. So the day the juniors were playing, I get to realize how people were well prepared for this tournament, even before the day for my game. Yeah, I got to like see what to expect. Yeah, when you see like juniors we had like one junior, yeah, but other countries came with like many of them. So you get to see like, this is what you should expect. If a junior is playing like this, what should you expect of like their senior, because they learn from their senior. So yeah, we fell short in terms of, I can say techniques or maybe ideas and stuff. And two, the weather in Ethiopia is different from ours. It's so different. Like 1 minute you're gone, you cannot. Like that was a challenge. I think like you're there bouncing for like a minute. I lost to the President's Cup. I lost to Ethiopian actually. So I'm bouncing there for like a minute. I could not breathe. I just want the game gone. Yeah, I depended on coach. I remember looking at him. I'm like, do something. Yeah, so that was another challenge. Yeah, but came to the President's Cup. I think we had adjusted to the weather a bit. The game was quite different. Yeah, and yeah, we learn a lot from each and every game. And as Haja said, yeah, it will be different.
It will be different.
Yeah.
Interesting, you know, that at times weather can just happen and things just don't go your way. And
Yes.
we look at you coming back with a gold medal for Kenya. At what point did you know that this gold medal is heading to Kenya? Was it, you know, in the preliminary stages? Was it in the final bout itself that you now was sure that this is heading home? Or you kept the belief, you kept the faith from day one?
No, actually, after you see the bout, you can easily tell if this is going to be a hard match for me or is it's going to be an easy one. So when the bout was there and we were discussing amongst ourselves, and they were like, "Hii umechukua," it was like the opponents were not that tough, because compared to them, I was like among I had biggest. They were small ones on that size, so it was like, it was not that easy and not that hard. I would not say that I underestimated them, but at the point of when you go and once you play with your opponent, the team is there, they are shouting for you, yes, you can do it, and you score. The first round, you won it. The second time, when you go there, the second round, it's, you know that I can actually do this, by the way. I can get this medal, and you just go for it. And in my mindset, I'm like, nothing is stopping me. I'm going for this. I came for this. I'm going for this.
And as you are even preparing for the same, you went, you know, into it. So you got an opportunity to watch your opponent before the final, because you could see the pairings as they were coming. So you knew, or
Yes.
you'd already known who you're meeting.
Yeah. By the time the bouts are out, you know who you are going to meet. I'm going to meet this person. I'm going to meet with this person. So you get to watch them before they play. So you watch them as they are playing on this side and you are on this side. So you know, I'm going next to this. I know what to expect, what I'm going to expect, what she's probably going to do the same thing she did on this other game that she played. So it's up to me. Am I still going to stick with the same game, or am I going to change? So from there you can tell I'm going to meet this one, and it was like, I can do this. Yeah.
I can do this. The belief is always there. I remember we are talking to the Kenya Taekwondo team that was away in Ethiopia, taking part in the African Series Zone 5 tournament, and the President's 6th edition tournament that also happened in Addis, Ethiopia. Kenya came back victors in the African Zone 5 series with 8 gold medals, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals. In the President's Cup, Kenya got 3 bronze medals. We are joined in studio by the victorious Kenyan team that came back in the country midweek. Coach Samuel, let's talk about one thing that they alluded to earlier on, that as you go into the tournament, before you even start, you do not know who your opponent is. Yes. How do you prepare them psychologically? Because even your opponent does not know, you does not know whom they're playing. The moment the pairing is done, do you have an idea of who your opponent is, or you just go out hunting in the dark? You do not know what to expect and just hope for the best? Okay,
for the other opponents, usually somebody, let me say that like Innocent is meeting an opponent from Ethiopia, and we don't know that person from Ethiopia. So there's a trend the Ethiopian players play, so you have an idea what you are going to do. Then you have to talk to the player before he gets in the ring. Then after like 2 minutes in the ring, you have to talk to your player inside. I was talking in Kiswahili because the other guys cannot understand Kiswahili. So you have to tell him to do this, avoid doing this. So you are shouting, you are talking.
Where are you then?
No, you're at the corner.
Oh, you are at the corner, just
the
next to
coaches
the ring?
To the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to talk to the player when he's playing. Then after 2 minutes, you have to, there's a break for 1 minute. When he comes back, you have to talk to him, tell him his mistake, the weak points, strong points. Then he goes back, maybe wins the game. So you have to motivate the player. You have to motivate the player and look for the weaknesses for the other opponent, so that you can win.
Still with you, Evans alluded to a point earlier on that some of the countries that were there went with juniors, and he mentioned if a junior can be playing at this level and like this, what about the seniors? That says that other countries are already thinking about the future. Is it something that Kenya needs to pick up and also start focusing on the youth and the junior? You mentioned some juniors taking part and getting a bronze, Philip, in the President's Cup. Is it something that we need to re-emphasize so that we can also start thinking about tomorrow?
Yes, we're actually doing that because next year we're having Youth Olympics in Dakar, Senegal. So we have a team that we're preparing to participate in the Youth Olympics. So you still have juniors. And when we were in Ethiopia, there were 4 juniors who were in training camp in Senegal. So we are preparing a team of juniors because they are getting old. When they retire, I'll have to have other people in the team. Mm-hmm. So in Kenya, we are doing that. We have juniors. Yes.
Let me now get to the captain because time is not on our side. We need to start wrapping up this. Innocent, as the captain of this team, the performance was very good. You've mentioned, we are the indomitable lions in this region, which means that we already have the good base, the good foundation. How does this help us in terms of getting ready for Juniors Dakar, next year, where our very own Humphrey Hayange has been, put as the chair of the coordinating commission? Then how does it help us in terms of the 2026 Dakar Youth Olympics and also the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics? How does Kenya now pick up from that base so that we are well represented come that time?
Thank you very much. Yeah, so when we were in Ethiopia, we as I said earlier, we learned a lot. We actually learned a lot, and it's all about the structures actually. And as a team captain, I took that initiative to talk to the president of the federation and the coaches who are in the federation. Kinyanju is one of the coaches, but we have several coaches. If they can do a selection for the junior team, because right now we have a junior team, but they are not all the weight category. So they need to do a selection as early as possible so that those people who have been selected, or those juniors who have been selected there, they're called in the camp and they start training and going for tournaments as early as possible for the exposure purposes. This one will build for the future team.
As we do that, let's get Anne to now wrap up from a girl child point of view. Anne, there is a girl out there looking at you saying, Anne is already a gold medalist. When I grow up, I would like to be like Anne. And there are those who say that Taekwondo is a male sport. What would you tell the girl child out there as we wrap up?
Thank you so much. So actually, I would like to tell all the girls and all the mothers as well who are interested in doing Taekwondo. Like Taekwondo is not a male-dominated sport. That we are past that era. Anyone can participate in Taekwondo, especially girls. And actually, girls are performing, I can't say way better, but we are actually doing good. We are performing very well in this sport, so there is no fear. It is a very safe sport, Taekwondo. It's a very most disciplined sport, actually, I can say. So as long as you have that spirit, you don't require a lot to start. Just come with your spirit, and then we will continue from there. Keep fighting, keep those ones who are already in this journey, and you're aiming to go to becoming a medalist, a gold medalist. I'll just tell you, keep training hard, be humble, be disciplined, because Taekwondo is all about discipline, and always put God in everything that you're doing, and everything will be okay.
Everything will be okay. How do you maintain your weight, 53? Because you're not supposed to go beyond 53.
Actually, when we say Taekwondo is a discipline sport, this is where it applies. You cannot pass, I cannot go beyond 53. So if I go beyond 53, I have to find my own means to go back to 53. If it has to be starving, you will starve, because that is where you're supposed to play. I cannot go, if I go to 54, 53.5, that is already another weight category. So I have to maintain. So I check on my diet, obviously liaising with my coach. I ask her, so during the day, when you are about to go for a competition, we have like a meal program. So if you know that you are overweight, you have to follow. You have to be strict on your meal program, because now you cannot go beyond that. You have to find ways to go back to your weight category. Yeah.
And I agree when you say it's discipline. I totally agree, because I was on the same. I had to lose over 23 kilos in a span of 6 months. And it's all about discipline, and what you take in. Coach, you have the final word. What can we now look forward to now that both championships are way behind us? Yes. We now have the Mali September tournament coming up, the African series. Then, of course, we are now looking forward to the next championships. What can you assure Kenyans now from a technical point of view?
Okay, thank you. What I can assure Kenyans is that we'll continue with training and preparing for the final series. And all of us is a big team. Then I would like to say thank you for the sponsors, because we could not have made it in Ethiopia without the help maybe from the ministry, training equipment. So I'd say thank you, and we'll just put our best. We'll just do our best and bring back the victory in Mali for the final series. Yes.
Wishing you all the best as you head to Mali. Coach Samuel Kinyanjui, Innocent Wafula, the captain of the team that went to Ethiopia. We have Haji Ombajo also with us, Evan Solo and Anna Omolo. Congratulations, welcome back to the country, and looking forward to the next. And we'll keep following what you're doing and appraising Kenyans of the same. Thank you very much to the team, and congratulations to them.